Hello everyone, Kathy here. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're feeling super good in your physical form, in your body suit. I just made a video about integrations, guide changes, those big energy shifts that we go through. And I talked about the emotional aspect and how we feel and what we can do, but I didn't talk about the physical body. So this is specifically about the physical body and how you can allow that energy to integrate, allow your light to integrate and feel really good in your body. And I want this to be very real and practical, and I'm sharing my personal experience so that you can actually know that this is possible. I had to go take my daughter to the doctor, a few weeks ago, a month, whatever, probably a couple months now. She dislocated her pinky, and then I had to go and stop and buy Advil. And I realized I haven't had like a bottle of Advil or any kind of pain reliever in my house in my home, on my purse, in my body for probably at least 5 years or more, because I don't have any physical pain in my body. I almost never, will say ever, get like headaches or back pain or any of the things I used to have. I'm 46 years old, and when I was in my 20s, what I remember so like it was yesterday is always sitting in my desk at work and my shoulders would hurt, my back would hurt. I had chiropractor, physical therapy. My own doctor would sometimes prescribe me like Tylenol with codeine or pain medicine. I was diagnosed in my early 30s with rheumatoid arthritis and had like all these pictures of my joints taken, how they were so deteriorated, etc., etc. So I had a lot of pain in the body. It seemed like it was constant. And today I don't. So that is a possibility. That's a real thing. And so I wanted to share, what I perceive as some of the top reasons, the top things that I've done to assist that integration through my body so that I can enjoy my body and share that with you. All right, so one of the main things that I know this is one of the most beneficial things for our bodies to keep bringing in energy, releasing energy, realigning, reintegrating all the DNA, everything rewriting itself, your mind, everything is relaxation. Physical relaxation, mental relaxation. So when I first woke up and was like, holy shit, like life is not what I thought it was. I'm this eternal beingness having this little human experience. This, isn't what I thought it was. My physical body was very, very in rough shape. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, like total breakdown, hit the dirt, it's do or die moment, right? And one of the first things that really came to me was I read all these scientific studies about people that had cured themselves from all sorts of stuff from this like systemic relaxation, going into their body and relaxing it point by point by point by point. And I've always done yoga, and around that time I was in yoga teacher training and just starting to teach, and I became very then obsessed with yin yoga because it's all about breathing and being present and relaxing. I also did some of these meditations that brought you through the whole body. You just relaxed it step by step, and then I would feel this crazy sense of expansion. And it was doing those meditations that I started toying with manifestation. And I had this rash on my face that I had struggled with for years. They call it dermatitis because they don't really know what the hell it is or how to cure it. Nothing had worked. Even all the natural like herbs, and I tried everything, Ayurveda and blah, blah, blah. But literally overnight, it was almost gone. When I went into this, we'll call it this relaxed, expansive space, and then just sent my body an image, I wiped it clean and I put fresh skin on, and it was like the next day, magic. So it started, things started unfolding to show me how to allow my body to heal and feel better. I was also working with a guide, a facilitator who has, every month he's got a teleconference, a webcast, and then I joined like pretty much all of his mastery programs over the years, and some of those were a year long. What I started doing was I spent a lot of time relaxing. A lot of time with my earbuds on, listening to things that were, high consciousness, high frequency, and that assisted me to just keep connecting into my body. Because as you're relaxing, you're connecting. So you're bringing your consciousness back into places of your body that it wasn't before. And then with like the yin yoga and the relaxation I talk about, by the way, that's how my audios were born, the Shavasana series. If you've seen any of the free video ones I put on YouTube, that's exactly why I created them, because I experienced crazy transformation just by putting, earbuds on and crawling back into bed. So, I feel like I'm pretty lucky, because I remember as a kid, I grew up on a farm, getting called lazy a lot. And now I'm realizing all the things that I thought were bad about me were actually like great qualities. So for me, I find being lazy, relaxing, doing nothing, breathing, very, very easy. So what usually keeps us away from that, though, is this little chatterbox. Like, we got to be doing something. We have to be, achieving something. We must make it look like we're busy, even if we're doing nothing. So be aware of that in yourself. If you're not taking time to relax, to connect through your body, it doesn't even mean you have to do like a yoga class or anything intense. Actually, my body today, it does not tolerate intense yoga anymore. It's going through its own continual transformations, and it only wants gentle stretching. Or you can lay down, like the Shavasana, like the audios I create. I usually take you not just into your breath, but there's several that we go point by point through the body, opening up those areas, bringing your consciousness in. And really the key, again, with that is opening up the areas. The consciousness is there. Your light is there. Your light body, your light bodies, all the parts of you that you're recollecting. It is there, ready to come in. It's simply for you to open up and let it in. And most folks hold so much tension in their body that it's like, becomes almost like a battle, right? So the more that you can do to relax. And for some people that might mean going for a run and then you feel more relaxed after, going for a walk. The continual movement of your body it's very helpful. But I will say this, being somebody who exercised like religiously my whole life, in my teens, 20s, 30s, there were periods that there was very little physical exercise. Now, a little walking, a little stretching is always good, lots of water. But the key here really is to relax your muscles and open up. So if you're not consciously breathing and feeling your presence, as I speak about a lot, when you're walking down the road, if you're breathing, if you're driving your car and you're breathing, if you're standing in line and you're breathing and you're just aware of your presence, your beingness, and you're not thinking, in that moment, you're already ahead of the game because you're not thinking. And that's when the consciousness comes in. It's when it can integrate, especially through your mind. But the tight areas in your body, you may find that you're more aware of them the more you're consciously present in your presence and breathing. And I couldn't tell you throughout my day how many times I consciously release tight muscles. I mean, it seems like it's endless. I wonder if it's ever going to end sometimes. But when I am laying down and breathing, because I like to lay down usually when I breathe, I will find, maybe it's the shoulder, maybe it's behind my shoulder blade, maybe it's a hip, maybe it's the jaw, maybe it's my eyes squinching shut. I will all of a sudden become aware of any of these tight areas in the body and then consciously release them and keep breathing. And there's certain muscles that you just have to do it over and over and over again. When I started teaching yoga, it's like I used to have a jaw that was kind of like ironclad, just really set into place. And now it's completely loose. But I've released those muscles over and over and over again. It might sound a little tedious, but honestly, it's keeping you connected to your body. You're in your presence, your breath, your body, your awareness, and it's making your body feel, it's letting your body feel much better. So I definitely highly recommend, as you're going through the energy, the integrations through your physical body, to take time every day to relax and breathe and consciously relax your muscles. The Shavasanas I create are awesome for that. That's pretty much the whole point of the series, is for you to unplug, disengage, expand through your body. And that's part of the releasing of the muscles. The tightness is the opening, because as we open up, we're opening up energetically and physically and allowing all the energy that wants to come in, we're letting it come in, and all the energy that wants to leave, we're letting it leave without it getting like super bunched up, like in your spine or in certain muscles, or your head if you have headaches and you're thinking a lot. So it can be very helpful to let yourself rest, relax, open, and release any tension in your body. Super huge. So there's other weird things, of course, that we experience. So I've felt very funky in my body the last couple weeks. So now that I've said I don't have any pain, I haven't had to have pain pills. A couple of weeks ago, I had a headache, and I thought, my head hasn't felt like this for years. I think there was an eclipse or something, and sometimes I notice it happens during those things. I don't always follow them very closely, but it was around that time. And it was crushing. I was like this all day, like, oh my God, just felt like somebody was right on my head. So sometimes those things happen. I've had a few different things where maybe for one day or for 2 days, it's been years. I remember at my old apartment 3 years ago, I had a day or two just in bed where my back, I was all hunched over and, energy was moving. And the whole point was, I remember stressing over taking my garbage out and then going, oh my God, the whole point is just let it go for today, right? So kind of like if you watched my last video about the integration time, it seems like we do a lot of nothing, maybe just you might find yourself staring out the window for an hour and just totally content with that, or watch movies or, music videos, or just do a little cleaning or cooking or go for a walk. But it's hard to accomplish things. It's kind of similar with your body. And also when the energies aren't, when they're really moving and they're not totally realigned and integrated yet into a new kind of way of being, it can feel like you feel very scattered, I'm thinking of myself a week ago leaving the house, and it's like, okay, I got my purse. Now where's my phone? And then it's like, oh yeah, shoes. And then, oh, I'm going to need socks. It's like getting things in a linear order can be very challenging. And so you just sort of plunk along a little bit discombobulated sometimes. But of course, it goes without saying, if you're stressing about it, or if you're pressuring yourself, if you're beating yourself up, if you're, that's just gonna make things worse, right? So there's big acceptance to it. Part of being able to relax in your body and allow your body to open up is not creating any mental stress. So there's no worries if you miss a deadline, so what? I mean, like, not like the universe is going to stop, whatever. Or if you're late for something, or if you have to cancel something, big whoop, so it's like being very flexible with that, and gentle and kind, and letting yourself rest if you need to rest. It's so important. And sometimes that means you got to close the door, tell everybody, oh, I don't feel good, and just shut the door and put in earplugs or headphones or something, just to get your own space. I've found I have watched my body, the physical body and the mental, emotional bodies, make huge transformations sometimes with like a day or two in bed, where I'm just letting the energies do their thing. So sometimes you just need to unplug and relax. So relaxing into and through your physical body is huge. Now, how do I feel funky in my body today? Because it's seriously at times annoying and unpleasant, all the physical changes that go on, and uncomfortable. While I don't almost ever experience any kind of pain, what I do feel is a lot of pressure, a lot of things, a lot of energies moving around. A lot of times those pressures, it's like expanding through layer after layer after layer after layer inside, which can just for me be very, what's the word? Like preoccupying. Like it's hard for me to focus because there's just like so much going on in the physical body. At times it's very noisy, like sinewy, like you feel like muscles and stretching, pulling, moving. And if I close my eyes, I might follow a sensation all the way through all these channels throughout the body, and then feel like almost like little roadblocks, like pebbles in the river, and just then the energy kind of merging through it. And but I do get this like pressurized feeling, and that's one reason relaxing helps. When I feel there's just this pressure all over and it's moving, and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's moving very good, like real fluidly, laying down and expanding through my body, not just my body, through the walls, into the whole universe, is huge. That is something that I will say also assisted me when I first woke up. The first couple years, there was a lot of pain. There was a lot of like painful discomfort in my spine and other areas. And I would often go into that expansive state, expanding well beyond the body, and then just stepping back as the awareness, watching the body and watching the mind react to the sensations in the body. You're not denying it, you're not disowning it, but you are disengaging to the extent where I was able at times to watch what would have been experienced otherwise as intense burning physical pain, especially in my lower back. I had pain that would keep me up. I'd be walking at night, just, can't get comfortable. So expanding, consciously expanding, and then even welcoming that area of the body to light up, welcoming the pain forth when you're in an expanded state can accelerate the ability for those energies to move. That was one of them. What was the other? Oh, the other thing that I did quite consciously with those areas, because I just had certain areas that were a real bugger. And I would go in at times right into that area. It's like you want to avoid it. You want to take a pain pill. You want to keep busy. Which is all fine. But it's important if you have some kind of a sensation, if you haven't connected with it, if you haven't taken your consciousness into it, then I highly recommend that. So just delving right into it, taking all of your awareness into the painful sensation and saying, why are you here? Show me more. Give me all you got. Let me see it. I'm listening now. All right. I'm aware of you. I want you to show me what's going on here. Why are you here? And just going right into it, which can take a lot of courage. If you have pain, then you know that it can take courage to go right into that pain, but you're acknowledging it. And you might see memories, you might have a feeling, a knowingness, or it might just dissolve away. You don't need to get all mental about it, but be willing to feel it fully. It's very important. So physical body can feel very funky. Today I was walking and I felt like my body was squished. That's pretty cool because that's like, it's a lot of stuff integrating, and so it's that integration happening, that very physical integration, which excites me because it's like I can sense then that I'm getting to that point where whatever changes have been happening are getting kind of locked in. But you might experience that on and off. We're all in our own, kind of have our own cadence and flow with what kind of cycles we're going through and things like that. But even last week, I mentioned the headache. The energies were just, very uncomfortable. There were a couple times walking, I felt like gravity kind of went sideways, or almost like the ground beneath my feet was just moving. And of course, the more light you're integrating into your body and you're expanding, the more you're aware of all the planetary shifts. So all the planetary matrix and templates and that stuff all moving and realigning, and all the magnetics and everything boils down to energetics. So we're feeling it all. I personally, in my physical body, when I go through these changes, at times have a lower energy. And it serves, right? Because that gives me more time to sit and breathe and not be so active and not do so much and not think. And so I find myself then taking more naps, again, using whatever tools. There's times that I don't want to just sit and breathe. I might watch a show, whatever. But opening up, connecting through your body, point to point, I can't stress it enough. Whether it's a little yoga or qigong or walking or, I don't know, going and lifting weights or whatever it is you do, but then taking that time to consciously relax your body. So if you watch TV at night, or if you just sit out on your deck and stare at the sunset or whatever it is, stay with your breath and stay connected to your body as a whole, and just notice certain areas clamp up. Take a breath into those areas and release them. This is going to help the energy flow through your whole body. And also, if you're not consciously ever expanding, then I highly recommend it. You can just take a minute, 10 minutes. It's not uncommon for me, before I even make a video or have a private session, to sit down, open up, connect all the way through. I connect all the way up through the sun, through the central sun, just expanding into all that is, just being open to everything. Everything is pure gold, pure light, pure energy, consciousness, wisdom, information, just so I can bring through what needs to be brought through. So if you're not consciously doing that, and if you are a Crimson Circle person, well, the Marabs are a great way, but it can be nice to, I get burned out. I used to do so many Marabs. I would just put it on the playlist and lay down for an hour or 2 or 3 and just Marab away. So that's another option for you too. All right, physical body integration. Lots of water, for sure. My lips are really chapped because more water. So sometimes people feel dizzy also. If you really consider what our energy looks like, it's this big portal, this big, you as a whole, your body of consciousness on earth, it's like we're a big portal of light here. Your body's the conduit, the instrument for you to bring that light through the physical. And so as it's speeding up, which is the more light you integrate, the more your frequency raises, your body's ability to vibrate, becomes faster and faster. It just speeds up. And that can oftentimes leave you feeling a little swirly, a little lightheaded, as those as those higher frequencies are integrating in. And of course, if you're having some kind of physical issue, you should see a doctor, because I'm clearly not a medical professional, so none of this is medical advice. But yeah, what else? Well, like I said, there's so many different things I've toyed with and shared and whatever. But the truth of the matter is, there is, as you're integrating, there is a point in which there's no more physical pain. But keep listening to yourself, being gentle, breathing, being in your presence, not thinking, and relaxing. So whether that is popping in some earbuds and laying down, or it's going to a beach, or it's going for a walk, or maybe it's going to the mall for you, or just doing relaxing things, whatever makes you feel very relaxed in your body. It's helpful for me to do yoga or some kind of breath movement. I don't always want to, but I just know when my body wants it, I'm going to feel a lot better if I do it. Especially when I'm integrating, it's like the very things that are good for me I don't want to do. You know, when I'm feeling discombobulated, it's like, so I have to stay very aware of the things that assist me. So maybe you make a list of all the things that are the most awesome, supportive, nurturing, that you feel really good. And maybe some of that is just having fun with friends or talking to other people, whatever it is. But having that available then when you feel funky, oh yeah, that's right, this always makes me feel better. I do, all right, I'll admit, I write on my little whiteboard on the fridge, and sometimes I write stuff like, doing yoga every day feels really good, just because there's days I don't want to do it, and then I see that and I'm like, yeah, I should just do it. Or I love walking, I always feel so much better afterwards. So, give yourself some love notes, give your body some love. Don't forget to rest, relax. Maybe that's going out, having a drink with a buddy, whatever. Let's go back to the beginning where I talked about when I woke up and realized what this life was and what it was not. At one point I thought life was about making money and being more successful. And then I realized I already am that I am. The whole point is to follow your heart and really be more the expression of your true self, not what society taught you. But for sure, from that perspective, let's not take it too serious. The seriousness is definitely going to not just clench your butthole, but clench your body up. So, take things in stride. Don't sweat the small stuff. If you feel like everything is all effed up in your life right now, or things are bad, don't worry. Tomorrow's a new day. That's the beauty of life. It constantly changes, and you're never stuck in one place. If you're feeling funky in your body, it's going to change. Keep breathing and keep moving and being kind to yourself, and it will change. It's impossible for it to stay the same. And there's endless more tips, tools, things I could share. A lot of pretty much everything I've shared in my other videos also support this. But keep breathing, connecting to your presence, your isness, your beingness. Don't think too much. Don't stress too much. And just remember, life is meant to be enjoyed. So this whole thing is meant to be enjoyed. And sometimes the best enjoyment I have is just enjoying the shit out of the really funky times and having fun with it. So hopefully that will help you with your physical body integrations. I do have some shavasanas you're on my YouTube channel, so I'm somewhere there if you're interested, if you could use a little support. Don't forget to relax. Namaste.